morning. I am Devasena. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about brainwaves, that is electroencephalography. This topic is present in the subject medical electronics. Electroencephalography (EEG). Electroencephalography deals with the recording and study of electrical activity of the brain. By means of electrodes attached to the skull of a patient, the brainwaves can be picked up and recorded. The brainwaves are the summation of neural depolarization in the brain due to stimuli from the five senses as well as from the thought process. On the surface of the brain, these voltages are about 10 millivolts. Due to the propagation through the skull bone, they are attenuated to levels from 1 to 100 microvolt, which are picked up by EEG electrodes. These potentials vary with respect to position of the electrode on the surface of the skull. Brain waves. The origin of all our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors is the communication between neurons within our brains. Brain waves are produced by synchronized electrical pulses from masses of neurons communicating with each other. Neuron transmission representation is shown below. In this animation, we have the information available in the neurons. It is being transferred to the nearby neurons in this manner. Neuron transmission representation in brain is shown below. In this animation, we have the information that is available in the neuron is transmitted into the brain, is indicated here. Brain waves are detected using sensors placed on the scalp. They are divided into bandwidths to describe their functions. They are best thought of as a continuous spectrum of consciousness from slow, loud, and functional to fast, subtle, and complex. Brainwaves representation is shown below. In this diagram, we are seeing about the delta wave, theta wave, beta wave, and alpha wave. The bandwidth and frequency of these brainwaves differ from each other. We'll discuss in detail about the brainwaves in the further slides. Delta waves. The frequency of delta wave is 0.5 Hz to 3 Hz. Delta waves are slow, loud brainwaves, that is low frequency and deeply penetrating like a drum beat. Here is a representation of the delta wave. The slowest of the brainwave is the delta brainwave. Delta brainwaves take place during our deepest, usually dreamless stages of sleep, allowing the brain to restore itself. They are generated in deepest meditation and in dreamless sleep. Delta waves suspend external awareness and are the source of empathy. Healing and regeneration are stimulated in this state, and that is why deep restorative sleep is so essential to the healing process. Theta waves. The frequency of the theta waves is 3 Hz to 8 Hz. Theta brainwaves occur most often in sleep, but are also dominant in deep meditation. Here is a representation of theta wave. occurs when we are daydreaming or drifting off to sleep. In this state, we are more relaxed and thinking moves more freely, boosting creativity and intuition. Theta is our gateway to learning, memory, and intuition. In theta, our senses are withdrawn from the external world and focused on signals originating from within. It is that twilight state which we normally only experience fleetingly as we wake or drift off to sleep. In theta, we are in a dream, vivid imaginary, intuition and information beyond our normal conscious awareness. It's where we hold our stuff, our fears, troubled history, and nightmares. Alpha waves. The frequency of the alpha waves is 8 Hz to 12 Hz. Alpha brainwaves are dominant during quietly flowing thoughts and in some meditative states. Here is a representation of the alpha brainwave. Alpha brainwave are our default state when our mind is idle, where physically and mentally relaxed, such as when practicing yoga or reading. Alpha is the power of now, being here in the present. Alpha is the resting state of the brain. Alpha waves aid overall mental coordination, calmness, alertness, mind-body integration, and learning. Beta waves. The frequency of the beta wave is 12 Hz to 32 Hz. Beta brainwaves dominate our normal waking state of consciousness when attention is directed towards cognitive tasks and the outside world. Beta is a fast activity present when we are alert, attentive, engaged in problem solving, judgment, decision making, or focused mental activity. REM sleep. Most dreaming occurs during REM, that is rapid eye movement sleep, which we cycle through periodically during the night. Sleep studies show our brain waves are most as active during REM cycles as they are when we are awake. Experts believe the brainstem generates REM sleep and the forebrain generates dreams. EEG lead systems. Here is a representation of the electrodes that are placed over the skull. Let us discuss about this EEG lead systems. 3 electrodes are placed, one in frontal lobe, one in central lobe, and one in parietal lobe. By measuring the Nassian-Inian distance via the vertex and marking points on the shaved head at 10%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, and 10% of this length. Similarly, 5 electrodes are placed on either side, that is 2 in frontal lobe, 2 in temporal lobe, and 1 in occipital lobe. By measuring the Nassian-Inian distance via the temporal lobes and marking the shaved head by 10%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, and 10% of this length on either side. The remaining 6 electrodes, that is 2 in frontal lobe, 2 in central lobe and 2 in parietal lobe, are placed on the peripheries of the circles joining these electrodes. Thus, there are 19 electrodes on the scalp plus 1 electrode for grounding the subject, usually at earlobes. This makes the popular 10-20 EEG electrode system.
Thank you very much for listening this lecture. For further updates, kindly subscribe this channel. If you like this video means kindly share this video to your friends. Thank you.